What's up, guys? Before we get into the video, I just want to say a really quick thank you to Jackson for becoming my very first patron on Patreon. Hey, listen, I really appreciate you guys for watching the videos, liking, subscribing, sharing the videos. If you feel like you'd want to support the channel by becoming a patron, the link is in the description. I would be really appreciative. I'm going to try not to do Patreon plugs like every single video, but I had to do at least one. I realized I don't plug it enough. So yes, it is here. It is coming a little bit later than I announced. I said it would come out Friday. It's probably going to come out Saturday. You know, you can't predict life. So dog got sick, had to spend a whole long time taking care of her. And then I didn't know, but my fiance's grandmother's birthday was today, so we had to go to a party. So anyways, life happens. Video's gonna come out a little later than I promised. I apologize for that. I'm so sorry. But we're here. Saturation 3. We're gonna be finally giving it a listen. I mean, you all know how hyped I am about these projects. Brockhampton has got me on the edge of my seat right now. I mean, they're absolutely just so amazingly talented. I can't wait to hear this, so we're not gonna waste any time at all. Track 1 is Boogie. Oh shoot, real quick. Before we get started, also, I just want to say a really quick thank you to everybody who has been subscribing. You guys are insane. I mean, I've got 1,872 subscribers as of right now, and 870 of those subscribers have come in the last 28 days. It is unprecedented growth. My channel has never seen growth that fast, so thank you all so much. I love you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. Like I said, Saturation 3, Brockhampton, let's get it. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be a great video. Thank you all for being here. Boogie. What is this? The sirens are nuts. Yeah. Oh. What delivery is this, Joba? Yeah. Oh, this is so groovy. That's the intro to this project. That's nuts, dude. Oh my god. That song is crazy energetic. You hear the sirens and the beat and the production, the horns, they all have like such short, quick verses. It's really, really fun, you know? It's just gonna make you dance, it's gonna make you jump, it's gonna make you like go crazy when you listen to it. That's a dope introduction to this project, dude. Track 2 is Zipper.
T-shirt, I'm maniacal. What do I know? I don't know. All I know is what I see through my monocle. I'm rolling down hills in a suit.
Oh, this beat. I love that little lead, the keyboard. Using the sirens again.
Lucky days and willing to fussle. Your boy is dusty like push up and bustle. Hear that shit up like a nose of a bustle. Get like a
this beat's so wacky, I love it.
Baby, I beat on my ass like a loud.
Yeah.
That was they like a cheerleader. She want me feel like a cheerleader. I got addicted to salsa tacos. I got some pennies and ramen noodles. Now I see how I'm gonna make a shooter. Bad hoes, no name, brass and brainless.
So already we see just like this really crazy switch up in their sound from the first two. I wasn't expecting anything like this. This really seems influenced by funk, you know, by this really groovy sound. They're making use of the sirens. I mean, I know we're only 2 tracks in, but these already sound so different than the last projects. And they sound really fun. I'm enjoying these. It's going to be interesting to see how else they switch up their sound on this project, because I really enjoyed their sound already. And it's nice to see them being versatile, but I hope they don't stray extremely far from what I'm used to, because it's not that I doubt that they could do really well on a bunch of different styles. I'm just so fond of their sound, you know, their uniqueness. But like I said, I can see why a lot of people warned me about how different this one was. That's for sure. Track 3 is Johnny.
I could've got a job at McDonald's, but I like curly fries. That's another life, and I like taller guys. Could've got a deal if I wanted.
Oh, this beat, the horn in the background feels so old school.
Send out his phone number. Okay, I called them, and they said I got the wrong.
Oh, this is one of my favorites so far.
Got a problem with me? Try some other guy. I let you know I'm a dog. I ain't the catalog.
I would keep this shit pent up if it weren't for my mom, if it weren't for the genre. Yeah, I don't like July. It's the sign of the month. Then we should get a
This beat is so wavy.
I love it when the people go wild for me. I love it when the people go wild for me.
Yeah.
Wild for me. I love it when the people go wild for me. I love it when the people go wild for me. Baby, I've been tripping off from Tommy up and send them off it. I've been on a mission for it. I just want my own apartment.
Yeah.
Baby, I've been tripping off from Tommy up and send
I'm loving that horn.
on a mission for it. I'm a shithead son, and I'm bad at growing up. My life ain't been the same since my dog died, since my girl left. I quit drinking and drugging and still can't get ahead. Been at a loss for words, hard when I'm depressed.
Oh,
it's on the
shoot.
test, scream at God from my bedside. I glue my hands together, life got me hogtied. Could chase a feeling. Baby, I've been tripping.
Joba, dude. Jeez. Yo, that Joba verse is insane, dude. Talking about addiction, talking about how much of a bad son he is, talking about how depressed he gets and always wants to stay in the shadows, how he was hidden on that Viceland series they did. That's crazy. I like how all of them talk like about something that they're insecure about or a flaw that they have, and how like even though a lot of their verses are really short, you still get a little glimpse into their personality and who they actually are. The beat is absolutely wild. I love the horn. I love the old school feel to it. It's a great vibe. This track is insane. It's one of my favorites that they've made so far. And Joba's verse, man, it hits home. Track 4 is Liquid.
I grew up all alone, my mom and dad fighting. I moved around a lot, I did a lot of fighting.
Mom who's stuck in darkness. I'm used to ramen noodles, victims of mental illness, products in neighborhoods with broken souls and wounded spirits.
Dang.
To the money like a hyphen, fuck a pipe dream, man. Had this shit when I was in my diapers.
I love this beat too.
Make their mamas bashful. Got holes in my pockets on my shoes full of cash though.
See the sunset when I backstroke, can't swim but I can act though.
Dude, that's so depressing. The vocalizing in the beat is tremendous. Man, that's a great track. I like how it keeps with the theme of like the 4th or 5th track being kind of like a confessional. Only on this one they included more people. It wasn't just Amir. But I like that they talk about their childhoods. I like that they talk about how real their problems and their issues were when they were kids. Kevin Abstract's part towards the end made me feel really lonely, you know, like having to play with imaginary friends because you're just alone and by yourself. And of course that coincides with Amir's first bar, I grew up all alone, my mom and dad fighting. I could relate a little bit, I could relate for sure. My parents and what they went through, it was insane. So this track kind of hits home also. I think it's fantastic. I love when they get vulnerable and honest on their tracks. So production wise also, it's really dope. I like the little beat switch up towards the end just to keep it a little fresh. It's like a little bit of seasoning just to freshen it up a little bit towards the end, adding the hi-hats and the little hi-hat rolls in there. I like it. It's a nice touch. Cinema 1, so this is gonna be an interlude.
Me lo pasé mejor que nunca aquí, a pesar de que cometiendo algunos errores, sigas con mis zapatos atados. Pero bueno, casi terminados muchachos, casi terminados.
So in this skit, Roberto talks about missing his family and how Christmas always isn't the best time for him because, you know, he's far from his family. Sometimes he goes outside, looks up at the planes and imagines himself on them, most likely going back and returning to his family. So apparently, when you listen to all the skits and watch all the music videos, it's a narrative and about Roberto's life. I haven't been watching the music videos, so maybe I'll do a video where I do that and just watch all the videos. I think that it's a really smooth interlude. I like the way it sounds. It's pleasant. The background, you know, with the nature sounds in the background. I think it's nice. Track 6 is Stupid.
Oh!
beat feels so West Coast. I always say that.
I'm a black man with a deadly weapon. I'm a real dog. We all go to heaven.
Like a soft Prince Panther, roll 100 speed, blowing see my thoughts touch.
Yeah.
Judging feet, tailored just like Tiffany. Oh, they say I'm perfect on my back, oh man, they killing me.
Boys wanna play with my cell phone, but I play with my cell phone.
This production is so dope, dude. It's so different. Their sound is so unique.
Burner, I do not discriminate. I am on a pilgrimage, so don't try to insinuate.
Oh, this flow.
I do my best and they hate it. It's like I'm stuck in the matrix and I'm stuck losing patience.
Yeah.
I'm a faggot, I say it. I scream that shit like I mean it. Yeah, I'm ugly and genius. I went from nothing to sleeping on John's couch. Boys be on that silly shit, so Billy about to air 'em out.
Boys wanna play with my cell phone, but I don't.
That little instrumental break was so dope. So, first listen, this track isn't amazing to me. I might have to come back to it and listen to it. A lot of their tracks grow on me, you know. So, first listen, I do like the production. I like the hook. I like the track. I don't just like it, but I feel like the more I listen to it, the more it'll grow on me, and I'll end up, really, really enjoying this. Next track is track 7, Bleach. Oh, let's get it. This is gonna put me in my feelings. Let's get it.
Already never outgoing, homebody never outgoing. Put my doubts on when these balls are wide. Kids be got us wide.
Oh, this is so smooth.
Inside my mind is off, killer off, killer. I don't memory to. Since you wanna get high off a nigga, I wanna die, gonna say so religion.
The flow, the delivery, the passion, so dope.
Waking up to talk down if you wanna get rich. No sleep.
The vocalizing.
Man, wake up.
I found false hope in all kind of places, hotel rooms and temporary feelings. I'm going deeper in it, find me drowning in it.
Yeah.
They said, do you make mistakes or do you make a change? Or do you draw the line for when it's better days? They ask me, do you make mistakes or do you make a change? Or do you draw the line for when it's better days? Everything happens in you and everywhere I stay. It's a solid ground.
Whoa! Joba, don't do it to me. This production is insane. Their face. Let's get it. It's a really smooth track. It's honest, it's vulnerable. One thing I'm noticing in the structuring of their songs is his verses are really, really short. There hasn't been really an Amir verse like there have been in the first 2 projects. He's been really, really absent so far on this one, and I'm sure he's going to be really, really, really absent on the next one. But the reason for that, I think, is that this album just seems so much more vulnerable and more towards being honest and sensitive, whereas the first 2 were really in your face, really braggadocious, and he does better with that type of music. So here, where they're trying to be more vulnerable and more sensitive and more honest with that side of them to their fan base, we don't really see a lot of them, and we get more songs like this with the really smooth, laid-back production where you're not necessarily going crazy, but it's still excellent music. So I'm enjoying this a lot, and I love that it's a change of pace from the first 2 projects. Track 8 is Alaska.
I used to work for people. I made a couple $100, wasn't worth it even. I'm worth 100,000, not dollars but diamonds. I am mud out the bayou.
Yeah.
Come and crucify me.
Whoa.
I'm a long way from home and this ain't Yellowstone. California, I bring a Grammy.
Whoa, I love it.
I call the bill collectors, leave my fucking family
These
alone.
strings, I love it.
On the store.
It's your day job. I bring the love to work. I need the day off. I need the. This hard work should pay off. Really need the.
This is one of my favorite beats on this project.
When your neighbors fight back, you talking shit, I bring that work right to your lap. I love my niggas like white people love rap.
This beat's so bouncy.
Walk through doors all my life just to close them. Feeling the rain, feeling the rain, feeling the rain, feeling the rain.
Yeah.
Hustling and getting the love from them. I paid my own bills and came up with the illest shit.
I shut it down to every show, we set the precedent. I'm just trying to show these niggas life is on some other shit. Keep your head high, smile when the trouble rumbling.
Yeah, oh, the beat switch.
I don't do what they say, it's unorthodox. Like bear sharing porridge, just how it Goldilocks. Like give my hair up, my fingers are fucking hair models. Middle finger, fuck the hair up at all accounts. Maybe if I keep less, I'd wear a hand.
Matt's one of my favorites. Matt's definitely one of my favorites. I don't know, something about his verses, his delivery. He really, I feel like he really keeps it real in a lot of his verses, and so I love this track. I love the production. Like I said, I love the strings. I think this track is fantastic. I love the beat switch ups. I love their deliveries. I love their verses. Amir got an actual verse on this one for sure, and I like hearing from Amir. You know, it's so sad what happened to him, man. Like really, he was also really one of the most energetic, one of the best ones here. But you know, it's a cool track. Next track is Hottie.
Shit, the whole continent, if it help you around with some confidence.
I paid the price in full just to clear the record.
Man, I wish I had a rocket. Wish I ain't real microscopic. Wish my thoughts was telepathic.
I like the vibe to this track. I like how happy and joyful it is. So, you know, like I said, I enjoy the vibe. I like how happy it is, how joyful it is. I like that in their verses they express a couple of their insecurities and how honest they've been on this project as a whole so far. Something about this song just right now just isn't, it's not amazing to me, you know? And it's not that I dislike it. Again, it's just the vibe is different, you know? It's not what I was expecting. I was expecting something that would make me go crazy, and this is really for me to be more introspective and to just enjoy the vibe to it, just enjoy how happy it is, how lighthearted it is, which doesn't make it bad, it just makes it different from what I was expecting. And I think it's nice. Like I said, I like that it's a change of pace. This song might grow on me, but for right now, it's just okay. Next track is Cinema 2.
No quiero beber agua hoy. No quiero caminar por el vecindario y ver cuán perfecto es el mundo. No quiero hablar con nadie.
So in this skit, Roberto is talking about not wanting to drink water, not wanting to walk around the neighborhood, not wanting to talk to anybody. He just wants to watch his house go down in flames, and he wishes that he could have saved his friends one by one, but he fears like it's going to be too late. Again, realizing now that there's a narrative and there's a story behind these skits, I feel like I have to watch the videos to understand them all. Next track is Sister/Nation.
But the apple pie with it, yeah. I don't got no tape in my denim, yeah.
I like to hide them, so much I lose myself. That's why I'm pure to some.
Keep working my had a better vision. Where the kitchen acts, keep the lyrics written. Goodness, I just ran into somebody selling lemonade. Kiss on kissing night before the bitches run away.
I'm not really liking this beat that much.
I see you use the bushes and trying to get see what it means from us. I know that you do it, cause you see this woman, let's see what we can hit that did it.
This track just isn't for me. That first part especially. The second half of this track is great. I love the message behind it. I want to dissect it more. I want to listen to it again. I want to really dive into what they're saying here. But the first part of this track, really, I can't stand that production. And it's not doing it for me. It doesn't sound good to me. And I think that might be the first track of theirs that I really just dislike. Like first listen, I don't like it. That's underwhelming. For sure. Next track is Rental.
I want a shirt that make my body feel all sexy. I want a chain that make my body feel all hefty.
Yeah, this is more like it. Let's get it.
I want a love that make me feel like I ain't breaking your heart. I want to know what made you stay when it was wrong from the start. I know where you were looking, they don't understand. I'm seeing through what I wanted to recognize what was there. Yeah. Baby, I survived.
This is so smooth.
Riding on the roof with a dollar sign attached to my head. I wish I
My thoughts on this track, man, I think it's better than the last one. I like when they get into their kind of R&B bag. You know, it's really smooth, it's really simple. I like the vibe that it gives off. They're talking about relationships. I like when they do that too. I like the relationship tracks. I think this one feels really nice to listen to. One thing I'm noticing in their production on this project especially is they're really using a lot of sound, like 8-bit sounds. They almost feel like video game sounds. They're really focusing on that type of production on this project, and I think it's interesting. I think it's creative. I'm not trying to put it down at all. It is a matter of taste, really. Some people are going to really like it, some people are just not going to feel it that much. So I feel like with a lot of other people, a lot of these tracks are really hit or miss. And I'm going to have to go back and listen to a lot of them again, because this project is going to have to grow on me a lot more than the other two did. The other two, I thought, you know, they were awesome first listen. This one so far has been a little underwhelming, and I wouldn't lie to you guys. So track 13 is Stains.
I spent like a year and a half on a Greyhound bus on the way to see this girl. Take a flight back just to keep my job. Used to fly standby late to the airport. But then marble flow in my brand new crib. It's the life that I want, it still got a hole in it, burn my chest.
Same shit, the one gang, the one selling drugs, the one that's now the boys hooked on hair wrong. Parents always ask me like, where y'all get it from? Rehab poppin' like when Amy had to single out the reasons how quick before it fell down. Hopefully you get a funds up, ayy. And if I didn't know y'all, maybe y'all would have a disc drop. Tick until I off myself. Used to drive around for some miles. Used to get paid by the hour. Now I'm just picking up shit. Now I'm just picking up shit.
I'm not feeling this. This is weird. I was expecting to like this so much more.
And I had feeling sorry for myself, cause I thought love ain't make sense anymore. If I drank, you'll probably see a fifth on the floor and a hole in the door. Rest for more.
I like the subject matter, I just don't like the way it's presented. I was really expecting to enjoy this a lot more, man, really. This isn't doing it for me. You know, it's cool, self-discovery and talking about trying to be your own man and trying not to just follow in the same footsteps as your ancestors and trying to be better than what you used to be. You know, their whole subject matter, like, throughout most of their projects, I really enjoy, but the way that they've been delivering the subject matter on this project has not really done it for me. And I'm a little disappointed, but I also don't want to judge it so much and so quickly off a first listen. I mean, I do have to go back and listen to this again, you know? But next track is Cinema 3.
De esperanza. Hay momentos en que me siento impotente. Hay momentos en que me siento débil. Rezo por esperanza. Necesito esperanza para un futuro mejor.
Nice. So in this one, he's praying for God to really give him more hope, give him patience, and he prays for the night to really be darkest before the dawn because he feels like he's surrounded in darkness. He's basically praying for help. He's crying out for help because he needs it in this situation that he's in. We're going on to the last track, track 15, which is Team.
Has he heard enough heavenly? Do you cling to him like
Bareface, let's get it, dude. Bareface is tremendous.
you should move on.
This has been the best part of the project for me.
Little old me, I thought my world was progressive, cause my president was black. 25 lighters on the dresser, I had guilt trip on my back.
And I got a hard time, I gotta watch myself. The way I move through a room full of suits, ain't no constitution. I hate uniforms, I raise my black fist. I got big lips, I'm strong as Samson. They cut my fucking locks.
I won't be on the fence. I put my phone on airplane mode cause I'm on autopilot. I need a lot of patience. I need a lot of silence. It's only water burn me cause I ain't worth this life.
Get it, Bareface? Best track off the project. Yeah, that last track is just tremendous. That's really my favorite off this project. So guys, listen, Saturation 3, first of all, thank you for bearing with me through the video. Look, first listen, I didn't enjoy it as much as the first two. I do have to listen to it more. I don't want to give you guys like my concrete review of this project after one listen. I'm sure there's so much to dissect. I'm sure there's so much more that I'm missing. I have to go back and watch the movies, you know, the skits with Roberto, and I have to watch the videos. I have to understand this, really. So my first impressions, really, instead of reviewing this project, my first impressions, they switched up their sound a little bit, they experimented a little bit, which is great because their first two albums were really well received, and so they wanted to switch up their sound a little bit and show that they can do different things. And they can do different things, you know. It's not like any of these tracks were necessarily bad, except for that one that I didn't like. None of these tracks were bad. I've just got to get used to that being their sound on this project, you know. This is different than the first two. It was a little tougher for me to digest first listen and first take, really. Whereas the other two were really more enjoyable, they were more fun, they got me out of my seat, they were more exciting and energetic. This one was more introspective, more vulnerable, more sensitive, it was more chill. Their beat selection was more, it was slower, you know. That first track, Boogie, was insane. It was really fast and it was fun and jazzy and you know, and funky and all that, but for the most part, this project is really slowed down, and you really have to listen to it and think and be introspective and to reminisce and all that, you know. And so it involves a level of dissecting it to really understand it, which I haven't done yet. So all I can really say is that I didn't really like it as much as the first two off my first reaction. But I'm gonna listen to it again, and in the same way that the first Saturation really grew on me, I'm hoping that this does the same. It does feel like the trilogy is concluded. It does feel like it's ended. I'm so ready for Iridescence. I can't wait to do that video for you guys. I'm gonna be doing the videos also for the 3 singles that they dropped in between the albums. I want to thank you guys for watching the video. A reminder that the Patreon link is in the description if you would like to become a Patreon. I'd really appreciate it. Follow me on all my social media. You can also support the channel by liking it, commenting, sharing the video with somebody that you think would enjoy it, subscribing to the channel if you have not. Thank you all so much for subscribing like maniacs lately. You know, I've gained so many subscribers, the channel's seeing unprecedented growth, and I just really want to thank you guys for that, because that's all you guys doing. So thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.